All right, hey AP Environmental Science, it's me, Mrs. Willis here, and I am going to talk to you about what are some of the tools and techniques that we use to clean up our air pollution. So let's go ahead and get started. Many of our current air pollutants are created from the burning of fossil fuels. So every time we burn coal, oil, or even natural gas, it does put pollutants into the atmosphere. So if we want to reduce how many air pollutants are in the atmosphere, we must burn less fossil fuels. But of course, we can't just say that. We have to actually give real life situations and real solutions, right? So, one of the great things that we can do to actually reduce is by burning less fossil fuels and replacing those with alternative energy sources. Because things like wind turbines and solar panels, when they're being used, they do not release air pollution into our atmosphere. Here in California, you're going to see these on every single gas station pump. These are called vapor recover nozzles, and they are used so that fumes from the gasoline have a more difficult time to enter the air. Wet or dry scrubbers are also installed on a lot of smokestacks that exist in our area. If it's a wet scrubber, it will usually mix liquid with that air pollutant that's being emitted out of the smokestack, and that water will actually make the air pollutant heavy and settle out, and it'll settle out in a liquid form that can be cleaned. This is often used in coal power plants to remove a lot of the material that's being released when we burn coal for energy purposes. Another cool technique that was created is the electrostatic precipitator. And what this machine does is it sucks in air like a vacuum and it gives air pollutants a charge. And so as the air pollutants become charged, we have them pass through a plate, a metal plate that's in the precipitator. And because the metals are charged, they stick to the plate, and then all you have to do is wipe the plate clean in order to get all of those air pollutants out of the air. Also, most cars here in California do have devices on them that are called catalytic converters. And catalytic converters are super important on cars because they do three things. Number one, they take carbon monoxide, which is a really deadly gas to humans, and convert it into carbon dioxide. They also take nitrous oxides that are created from burning gasoline, and they break it apart into oxygen and nitrogen. And then the third thing they do is they take hydrocarbons and break them apart into carbon dioxide and water. So if you ever wonder why water comes out of the tailpipe of a car, it's probably because of the catalytic converter and it working. Now, catalytic converters are required on every single car unless your car is older than 1973. In the year 1970, the Clean Air Act was passed here in the United States, and they gave car companies about 3 years to go ahead and make sure that they were able to get catalytic converters on every single car. So if you have an older car, older than 1973, it's not required, but everything newer than that is required to have one. The problem with catalytic converters is sometimes they get stolen. And the reason they get stolen is because there's actually street value for the metals that are in the converter. So if you take a look at this picture, you can see, especially a lot of the older converters, they have many metals inside of them to aid and assist in those chemical reactions and conversions. And so people do steal them from cars because they can take those metals and turn them in and actually get money for it. Another device that is commonly installed to remove particulate matter from the air are these things called baghouse filters. And baghouse filters, the way I like to think of it, is just a big fabric filter that's attached onto the smokestack. So if you want to reduce the amount of particulates that are going into the air, have them run through this fabric filter, and it will remove many of those particulates from the air. In 1970, the US government decided to pass what was called the Clean Air Act. And the reason for that was because there were a lot of pollutants accumulating in our atmosphere, and the government felt that it was time to actually clean up the air. So it did set air quality standards for primary and secondary air pollutants. So remember, primary pollutants are the ones that are emitted out of a tailpipe directly into the atmosphere. Secondary pollutants like smog and tropospheric ozone, they form by mixing with other items in the atmosphere to make this new pollutant. The Clean Air Act also established criteria pollutants. So these are ones that are dangerous to humans. So for example, lead. Lead is extremely dangerous to humans, and it was established as a criteria pollutant under the Clean Air Act. And it also states that states must develop clean air plans and test their cars. Here in California, we have one of the most stringent clean air plans out of all of the states. And there are these things called smog tests that you have to get your car to pass every 5 years. And if the car is older, sooner than that. And the way they do that is they pretty much attach these sensors onto the tailpipe of the car, and they measure how many emissions are coming out of the car. And if you exceed the allotted emissions, you have to pay to get that fixed. In 1990, President Bush did sign the amendment for the National Ambient Air Quality Standards, and so that set actual limits on things to be emitted in the air. And please remember that yes, nature does help us when it comes to air pollution. Every time we put something in the air, if it's heavy enough, gravity will assist in pulling it out of the air. You can also have rain or snow that pulls pollutants out of the atmosphere. We live here by the coast, so definitely that ocean spray can pull air pollutants out. Winds can carry the air pollutants away, and also chemical reactions can take place that minimize the levels of air pollutants. All of these do reduce the levels of outdoor air pollution. However, it's really just putting those pollutants in different places. So we're taking them out of the air, and maybe now they're going to fall on the ground or in a waterway or get blown to another county. It's really not fixing the problem, but nature does help us lower the levels at times. All right, that completes our little talk on how to clean up air pollutants, and I hope that was good.